I want to show that the following logical equivalences are fulfilled. So this is from De Morgan's law. We have not A and B, if and only if, not A, or not B. Okay, so that's going to be the first one. And the second equivalence will have not A or B, if and only if, not A and not B. So the first thing we're going to do here is look at A and B. So we're going to do these truth tables. We're going to do true, true, false, false for A. For B, we're going to be alternating between true and false. The next one, we can take this multiple ways. So I'm going to choose to do the not A's and not B's. So these are the negations of A and B respectively. So whenever you see a true, you put a false, and whenever you see a false, you put a true. Okay, that's done. And I'm going to be looking at A and B and A or B. So for A and B, it's going to be true when both A and B are true. Otherwise, it's going to be false. And A or B is going to be true when there's at least one truth value. So the only one that's going to be false is the last one, when they're both false. Okay, for next one, I'm going to look at the negation of what we just found out. So not A and B. So that's going to be false, true, true, true. And then not A or B. It's going to be false all the way down. And the last one will be true. So that's done. We still have two more to go. So I'm going to be looking at these next. So I'm going to make an extra column here, an extra row. So it'll be not A or not B. And then not A and not B. Okay. So for the first column, we're going to be looking, actually in both columns, we're going to be looking at these two, not A, not B. This, we have an or here, so it's going to be true when there's at least one truth value. So the first one's going to be false, and the rest are going to be true. Not A and not B, we're still going to be looking at those two columns, and it's only going to be true when they're both true. And that's going to be the last entry. Okay. Now let's compare. I want to see not A and B. So that's going to be this column. Is that equivalent to not A or not B? So that's going to be this column right here. Notice they're both false, true, true, true. So they're exactly the same. So the first equivalence makes sense. Now let's look at the second one. I have not A or B. So that's this column. Is that equivalent to not A and not B? That's the last column. Notice they're both false, 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 true, in that order. So the second equivalence is met. And thus, we verified De Morgan's law.